Good morning. As you can see by the mist, it's a cold morning today. But it's one of those. It's hard to explain. Cause I notice when I make these videos, I keep saying it's a cold morning, but it's a nice cold. It's a cold morning. It's an unpleasant cold. It's a cold morning, but it is a nice cold. Like it's a relaxing cold. You still need your hat. You still need your jacket, but it's one of those sort of cold mornings where the air sort of refreshes your lungs. I've had a coffee today. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I don't actually drink coffee anymore. I found caffeine wasn't very productive for just living life. But I got a new press, and my girlfriend got a new press, and I thought I'll treat myself to a little coffee. So I'm feeling kind of good because I had a coffee about 3 months ago when I was away on vacation, but then since then I haven't had a coffee since I started talking about quitting caffeine. So I'm feeling good. I hope you guys are good. So yeah, let's get on with the video. There's many topics I want to talk about sort of to end this year off, and they're all sort of connected. I noticed my best videos are the ones that do the best. I know at the beginning of all this I said that I'm just gonna make videos. I'm not gonna look at comments. I'm not gonna look at what's happening. I'm still not looking at comments. It's kind of a little bit too sensitive, but I'm joking about it, by the way. The real reason I don't look at comments is because I don't want to be influenced by anything. You know, if somebody's like, I think these are your best videos, and then I start making videos like that, I might miss something what I really want to talk about, what I think is really interesting, and that actually might be a sort of a video what isn't being talked about on the internet. So I think my job is to make the videos, and then I think once the videos are made, it's up to the world how they deal with them. But I do confess in sort of a weird psychological way, I can feel the videos what people are most interested in, and I think this video is sort of going along that path. I've touched on it in a few videos before, and that is, but I haven't really fleshed it out. I haven't really spoken about it in a way where I can really get into it. So we now as individuals, we live in two worlds. We have the reality. Reality can be our 9-to-5 job. Reality can be if you go to a shop, there isn't very much there aren't many very possibilities for dreaming. And then in the fictional world, which is also real, which is interesting about this, in the fictional world, that's the world where we stay up to 2 a.m. having a deep conversation with somebody. We go for a midnight drive with somebody, we don't get back to 6 a.m. in the morning. We go out drinking and we meet somebody unique. We go on vacation, what completely change our life. We travel. We have ideas beyond ourselves. Maybe we want to do scuba diving. Maybe we want to do snowboarding. Maybe we want to try and build a robot. Whatever it is, it's considered a fictional world by, if you look at the rigid grid of society, doing anything like that is considered almost fictional. But when you're actually doing it, and of course those things actually exist, so it is also a reality. So those are the sort of two worlds we live in between. There's a world where I'm out here, I'm making these videos, and I'm talking, I'd like to think, quite emotionally, quite deep, and then there's the life where I'm back in my flat and I'm drinking coffee, I'm on my computer, and everything's quite mundane and dull. I've always tried to live more in the fictional world. I've always tried to live more in the dream world, if you like, because that's where I get the most satisfaction from life. Within that dream world, there is a thing what we've created, what has just naturally come out of technology, naturally come out of humanity, and that's social media. And from that, we are able to influence the world and people around us, and we're able to create versions of ourselves what by definition are kind of fake. And by definition, you know, if we're posing for a picture near a tree, let's say, we're gonna make sure the pose, something like this, we're gonna make sure the pose looks good, so when we share it, we're sharing some what makes sense as a photo. When we write things, we write things for emotion. A lot of people sometimes write things when they break up with their ex, they sort of show a picture of them by themselves and they'll be like, next chapter or whatever, because we're sort of living in this storybook life. So of course we all know that. But what I really want to get into is there is a sneakiness and there is a cunningness attached to this world what I feel a majority of people don't see. Because when I brought it up, they've looked at me like, no, I don't think that's true. But I think it is, and that's the fact of no matter what we do, we are some way acting fake. And in some way we're not taking true responsibility for the reality. Now, as I said before in this channel, there are some channels what play into this entirely and there's some channels what don't play into this. And there's also a little nuanced debate. Sometimes you might consider this person to be fake, but it is actually the way. So I'll start with clothing. So we buy clothing because we've seen somebody else in the street look good. We've seen it on the internet, we've seen it on TV. So this jacket here, this is a combination of two things. I actually saw Louis Theroux have a jacket similar to this in one of his documentaries, and I liked it. Then I saw a few people walking on the street with it, and it took me about 2 years to get a jacket like this. And then I actually put it on, and I was just like, "This is really warm." So it's kind of, it looks good. It's all purpose. It's all warm. I'm not really keen of the real outdoorsy jackets. I don't think they look that cool. So this is why I got this jacket. This hat is kind of just, this hat is laziness. I got this in Rome, and I think there are better hats out there, but it's one of those things, you buy something, you just don't need to replace it. This is that. So what I've just done there is, this hat isn't fake, because I bought it in Rome because I wanted the hat, because it was a bit cold. I literally bought it for that purpose, because it was cold, and I put it on, and I just haven't got rid of it. So I'm not really trying with this hat. So sometimes you might see somebody with extravagant fashion, and you might think they're trying really hard, or they're faking something, but they actually generally might be. I know a few people who are working in the fashion design industry, and a few people who are heavily into fashion themselves, so they live for creating stuff. Now you can argue whether that is problematic. You can obviously tell a lot by somebody's fashion and their personality, but also you can't, because they might just be trying something for a month. We've all tried a hat what hasn't worked, we've all tried jeans what haven't worked, etc. So this is just a small example of how we manipulate ourselves and our surroundings to build this individual personality. Whether it's a vape pen, whether it's playing video games, whatever it is, we lean in. We lean into all these different things because we have seen a way in. We have seen this person getting kudos. We've seen this person. We admire this person. Marketing is crazy. It could be you've literally. So I was trying this experiment with my girlfriend. I did it without her knowing, and after we finished talking about it, she's like, "That was dirty." But I tried little experiments on people around me. They're harmless, by the way. But one of the experiments I tried was, I wondered if I could get my girlfriend to want to buy a takeaway. So what I did, I said, as I was driving, I just started speaking about the Bengal tiger. We're just driving back to the flat. We visited my parents. I just started speaking about the Bengal tiger. And this put India in her head. And when we got back, she said, "Oh, would you fancy an Indian?" So I started laughing, and I told her what I had planned. So I think, if you use that, I was speaking about Chinese food the other day to my friend, and as soon as I got back, I fancied Chinese food. So this is how we work. This is how we build ourselves. Sometimes we think we're actually coming up and we're actually original, but we're not. We're just taking little things, putting it in our own words, and making it our own style. So we're making those trainers our own style. We're making that travel our own style. We saw somebody travel to that country. We really want to do it. We're going to bring it back and make our own style. There isn't really any problem with that. I don't really have a problem with that. There's nothing what I can really attack. The problem is, and this is where this sort of video comes from, is intelligent people, they know this. Intelligent people know exactly what to say and what to do. So you're always dealing with when you're watching a YouTube video, when you're watching a presenter, or you're watching anything, you're always dealing with somebody who is bending the elements. Everything you see is an act. Say, for example, you see a person who their way of getting love and respect is to go, you've seen these videos, is to go around giving the homeless money, or cooking they'll go to a takeaway place, they'll get 200 burgers and they'll bring it back, and that's their way for you guys, myself, to like these people. They've woken up and they've decided, even if it is a nice gesture, even if they are a nice person, if they are putting that on the internet, if they are creating a spectacle, a video of it, they are acting. They are taking what was a good deed and they are making it about themselves. Now, if we break down vlogs, there are the vloggers who just go around and record life without speaking over it. Those are the only vlogs I really watch. Those are my favorite type of vlogs, because they put you in a city, they've got a little GoPro, they just go around and they show you their hotel, because as humans we are smart enough to understand what is happening. We don't need somebody to tell us that the drawers pull out, there's a socket near the bed. We can work out this, if we want to stay in that hotel, maybe the socket's too far away, we can work that out, because we can pause the video and we can go, the socket's wrong. When people put themselves in the video, they are trying to act and they're trying to build this thing where they think they're going to be presenters or whatever it is. Now, there's nothing wrong with that content either. If you like that content, that's fine. But I'm just saying, just don't think I'm attacking anything. Even though I said earlier I was attacking. Don't think I'm attacking. I'm attacking it for the credit of this video, but I'm not attacking. You know, I do watch some of these videos, and I understand sometimes it is nice to have something explained to you. But you'll see videos now where it's just a video just explaining it to you, showing you image and it's explaining it, and they're even putting the words up, because they're just fighting for attention. And we are getting more and more lazy as a species. So when we see a video where it has all these words up on it, we almost get hooked to it, because it's the words are there, the audio is there, and it's visually there. So there's the vlogs what do that, and there's the vlogs where it's entirely about the person. They shoot themselves so they look good, they speak about it, and they do that, and that's different. Now there's a documentary, and there's just showing something. I think when you make a documentary on YouTube, there's some brilliant people making documentaries, I give them a pass, because they're making something informative. And sometimes you have to put yourself in a documentary, sometimes you have to be the subject. But there's this middle thing where I've keep saying about before, it's pattern behavior, where people have seen how to do it and they go away and they turn their whole life into a thing. And now you always know these people, I'll tell you how, because as soon as they've got kudos for the traveling, they start making it about their lives. They start showing you their lives. And they start now. When this originally started, it started as a journey. It started to go, you like this person, you're going on a journey with them. That's fine. These are how these people sell. But now people have flocked to that. So it's no longer an original idea. And with everybody flocking to it, this is how it becomes a meme. This is how it becomes kind of lame. So these types of people who are making this type of content are using very, 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 very clever techniques, even if they're unaware. Because sometimes people have a behavior what isn't great, they're unaware they're even doing it. That's how problematic their behavior is. They're unaware. So sometimes people will see a cause, what's happening in the world, and they'll make a video on it because they know that it's going to get a lot of views. Because there is a path to saying the right thing, and when you say the right thing, you get the views. When you say something what's a bit destructive, you say something what's not too progressive, whatever it is, but could also be right, that's when you're taking a chance. It's very, very rare people do that, unless that's their audience. They're known for being controversial or having a little controversial take, so they can also build an audience out of that. So that's how it works. So everybody, including myself, everybody on the internet is using a sliding scale and using these little bits and pieces, and we're using it through media. Even if you're not trying to do something on YouTube like myself or whatever, if you're into car culture, you'll buy a car and you want to be known for that car. And obviously anybody who's into car culture knows that there's different brands. Some brands are sneered at, some brands aren't. So whatever car you buy represents you. And we use these in reality as well. We use these little tiny techniques to sort of kind of get our own way. You know, if you live with somebody, it's probably quite likely that you debate what to buy from the shop, and you'll use your little reasonings. I don't think we should buy this cheese because of this, and that's fine. That's more in the debate sense. But you gotta understand that everybody. This is what I'm really trying to get across. Everybody, and even if you think they don't, everybody, at the end of the day, when the video's off, it's a bit like Darth Vader in his you know, he's got his helmet taken off. Everybody goes, you know, everybody goes after their video's over. Everybody goes and they go in their little chamber, and you know, it could be somebody who's pretending to be the most humble. They're gonna look at their likes. They're gonna look at, you know, how their video is being perceived. I thought I was one of those people who didn't really care, but I also have a little check. Oh, okay, I've got a few more subscribers. I got a few more views on this video. I have a little check as well, because there is that interest of, you know, it doesn't feel bad, you know what I mean, to have people show a bit of attention to what you're trying to do. So that's why you have to understand that everybody is at it and everybody's sort of faking it. So sort of to conclude, how can we get around this? Now, I honestly think the next generation will do that. I think they've already started. I think the next generation will come and they'll mock everything we've done. I think the only way around this sort of stuff is satire. To really understand that if somebody's making an apology video, they're acting. If somebody's making a video of handing cheeseburgers out, they're acting. If somebody is talking about something everybody agrees with, they're acting. There is no, people are strategic. Every video is a strategy. It's strategic. Every video is, you know, as I was saying before, I could easily do this channel where I come out here, I shoot a coffee, so it puts you in the mood for outdoors. I could shoot some shots of me walking around, and it's putting you in the mood. Despite myself, I was not putting you in the mood. And I could create a theme. I could create a theme of I'm out here because I think it's better than living on the grid, which I do, but I could create a theme where I think this, and then therefore like this channel because of that reason. Now, check this out. This is how deep this goes. What I've just done, I've explained what I'm not doing in a hope that you'll like what I'm doing now. You see, that is how deep this goes. So there is no way, there's no way out of, as soon as the camera is on, there is an act. As soon as you've taken a picture, there's an act. Even if you take a terrible picture, your act is, you're okay with having a terrible picture taken of you. If you don't have social media, you're anti. Like I didn't. That was part of my personality. My thing was, I don't want social media, you see. So we are calling every single way. The only thing we can do is satire and try not to take ourselves too seriously. That's it. And there are some people, our original trailblazers, who don't count. So people watch, you know, some of the original travel vloggers, they don't count because they were the one who came up with this idea first. Even if they're using an act, they don't count. Okay, I'm glad we've kind of explored this topic a bit more. I think this might be the last time I talk about this for maybe a bit. I should really keep up to track with what videos I do and I don't, because I feel like I probably have spoken about things like this in the past. But I think sometimes you talk about the same topic twice, you always kind of end up at the same conclusion, but you can maybe take it from a different perspective. I'm just very, very paranoid about becoming the guy who speaks about this. I don't want that. I speak about a certain topic. Okay guys, so have a good week, a good weekend. Enjoy yourselves, don't work too hard. We're coming to Christmas. Have a good Christmas. Ciao.